Yeah, obviously we don't have any mistakes in the southwest, so yeah. Um, but yeah, no, thank you. Let me just make sure I'm getting technology working. So yeah, yeah. So the bit that I'm going to talk about in terms of our sort of mistakes that we've had down in the southwest is around unexploded ordnance. And it's fairly topical in, well, definitely in England at the moment. Recent fires have led to sort of various bombs being exploded, and we seem to be getting, because we've been doing it for a long time down in the southwest on Dartmoor. All our peatland restoration, we have to do unexploded ordnance surveys before we do any digging work. We seem to be getting more and more requests within the peatland community to get more information about this. Yeah, just to put it in context, Dartmoor has had a long history of military activity since the sort of 18th century, and that's had the whole gamut of military activity on it. So when we're thinking about what we might find underneath the peat, it's anything from, tank sort of shells to grenades and small arms sort of ammunitions. So yeah, so it's a lot for us to think about, and we definitely need to do the surveys for this. It's also, I'm an ecologist in background, and I suddenly found myself and all my team in this sort of new language, this military language, and it was like, I don't know what half of this means. So I had to have a sort of a good course on military language for a while. But yeah, I mean, just as a sort of also a bit of background, you do need to, if you're going to encounter this, you do need to think about the risks and the liabilities for yourself as the project doing that work, but also for the contractors, and then also how it works with you and your project and your area with the MOD. And there's huge variability with the Ministry of Defence in the mainland about how they deal with that. So, yeah. But yeah, so just to sort of a bit of a touch really in terms of survey methods. When I first started sort of working on Dartmoor, the UXO contractors promised the world, and as we learned as we went along, delivered very little. So these are some of the examples of definitely do not do these things. If you are doing peatland restoration in the uplands, do not use drones for UXO surveys. As we all know, the uplands have a lot of rainy days. We have a lot of windy days, so that limits the number of flights that can happen with drones. If you've got a lot of gullies in your systems, the drones can't fly in all of those gullies, and they can't maintain the sort of stability where they need to be in order to then detect the bombs underneath. And also there's a limitation about what those drones can detect in terms of how far they can detect the ferrous metals, i.e. the bombs underneath the peat. And also contractors offered us to say, oh, we'll come out with a tracked vehicle and we'll tow the equipment across. And the pictures they showed to us originally were these nice flat landscapes. And as we all know, the peatlands are not nice flat landscapes. So as soon as you start getting a towed vehicle out there, it sort of gets bogged down, or it hits bumps, and the tow hitch sort of gets stuck and everything. So that also didn't work. And then they said to us, oh, we could have teams of people walking out with geophysics equipment strapped to them. And we were like, oh, okay, we'll try that. And again, they showed us nice pictures of fields that are incredibly flat. And so when they tried to do that out on the moor, they got incredibly tired and didn't cover a lot of ground. So we have tried all these methods. Don't do these methods. So the most reliable and cost-effective way that we have worked out to do unexploded ordnance survey is literally to have a man or woman out surveying in front of the diggers. So we have basically, they walk with a metal detector, they put out a gridded system, they walk in front of the diggers, and they will detect any ferrous metals, any bombs, and they will flag that. And then depending on the density of those unexploded ordnance that they're finding, we'll decide whether we dig it or not, dig it up or not. We try not to dig unexploded ordnance up, and I'll come to that in a minute. But yeah, so we sort of have a mark and detect, and then we'll set up a buffer zone around that, so we don't have to dig in those areas. The contractors can't dig in those areas. One other thing to think about if you're going into this world of unexploded ordnance survey is think about the data that you want to get back from that contractor, and how frequently you want to get that data as well, because you really need to have that in mind in terms of if you're going back into a site, what you have them providing you. So yeah, and then the other reason, so I was saying we try and mark and detect and avoid digging up stuff. But there gets to a point in some of our areas on Dartmoor where we have to dig stuff up because it's so dense in terms of the number of ordnance that we're finding. But then that leads you into a whole other world of dealing with explosive ordnance disposal. And again, this is sort of the variability. So a sort of very boring but technical thing. Peatland restoration is now becoming considered as expected to find ordnance survey. So that means that the military, the MOD in England, will not come and clear and deal with your explosives. So then the cost and the liability and the contract and everything comes back to you. So you need to factor that in. But this is not a standard thing across the UK. So some places the MOD will pick this up, some won't. And we are in a point on Dartmoor where the military used to come and deal with the unexploded ordnance, but now they won't. So we're in the negotiation with them. But then you've got bombs on site on an open access area. How many do you cache? What volume of bombs do you cache? How long do you leave them out there in an open access area? And then how do you get them blown up? So lots of things to think about. And yeah, very happy at any point to chat to you about it. And we have pulled together a briefing note that we are happy to send around to the peatland community if you think you're going into the world of unexploded ordnance. So yeah. And then just on that lighter note, to say we also have stuck diggers, various machinery, and yeah, we also have had problems with dams failing. I'm very happy to talk about those as well. So yeah. Yeah. We make them big in the southwest, so yeah. But yeah, so that's me. Thank you.
Hey, we have UXO as well. So we have a guy out in front, and it's we've only done conifer regen. We've not been brave enough to do anything else yet, not even surveying. So I was curious how you got your peat depths measurements on areas like that.
It's a really good point. So yeah, we do them, but we don't actually do UXO survey in front. So yeah, we do, but it's a risk that we're having to take. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.